Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you once again. So I would like to acknowledge people who have been helping me throughout this work, particularly about Jainism. Of course, our Vice Chancellor, he has been generous every time to extend all kind of support to document Jain heritage in Pakistan. I will talk in detail, of course, the stages, how it went, and where I am today with my research. And I'm also thankful to the former Dean, Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chawla, and present Dean also, and also my students and researchers and who travel all over the country with me. And particularly, I would like to thank International School for Jain Studies for improving my understanding about Jainism, because I was, kind of fortunate enough to attend a couple of training programs, although online, but it was always helpful. And also for today's talk, special thank to Shri Bhavin ji, President Jain Society of Oregon and Washington, and also Biren Shah ji, and I hope you people know Dr. Nirmal Bed ji from California, and also Sulekh ji, Mohini ji, and many others. So I normally dedicate my work to this person, Nirmal Kumar Sethi ji, the person I always say that behind all this, he called me Hameed ji and Beta ji always when he called, and whenever I had a chance to meet him, he always very kind and always very supported and always very encouraging that you should do this work. So he was the one to push me, actually to push me hard, and promise that everything which Jain community can do, they will do for for my project which I'm doing. So basic objectives of today's presentation are just trying to find out answer. So what was left behind and why? And also I will talk about the significance of the heritage and also about its religious tourism in the country and the role of Jain community. And then there are some recommendations. This whole work is based upon my experience, which I have been facing, which I have been doing, the work which I have been doing in the field. So this is a kind of historical background about Jainism in Pakistan, and you people will have this, but I'll just talk about the main points. I'm not going to read the text. This is one of the important religion, and for me it's the most important religion because it remained a practicing religion till 1947 in Pakistan. This kind of treatment we don't see with Hinduism and Jainism and Buddhism. So Hinduism and Buddhism, they gained the royal patronage, but even then there was a break in the practice. It was only Jainism which survived till 1947. And of course, this was the time period when these Jain people, they contributed a lot in social, cultural, and religious life of present day Pakistan, because we have different buildings there, still, telling us how the Jains were living and what actually was their contribution. So historically, the religion is as old as we have that Indus Valley tradition, and we also talk about Hinduism, Buddhism, and many other religions. So historically, we have the same kind of, you can say, origin, development, and then further flourishing. So we associate with the main religious period of our country that starts from 6th century BC even onward as well. Indus Valley civilization also we find roots of this religion. So and we also know about Mahavir, and also the community which was embracing Jainism, and philosophy was being accepted and it became popular. So it was, and it has, and it remained a very popular religion. And of course, when religion was there, of course, Jain community was there, and it was living side by side with other people who were actually practicing different religion, such as we have Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Sikhs, as well as Christians. So Jain community is reflected in the annual census reports. We can start from 1857 and then move towards 1947, and after 1947 we have census reports which tells us about number of Jains living in different cities of Pakistan. And we have divided this phase into three periods. The first, archaeological remains are associated with 2nd century BC. I'm talking about the archaeological evidences. We know historically it has been mentioned in literature that Jain people are living there, but again we need to find the archaeological evidences as well. So archaeological evidences we get first from Texla, and then we have the other period sites which we have in Chekwal, and we have that artifact which has been transferred to Lahore Museum. I will show them in details. And then we have second phase, and then we have this third phase. So broadly we have these three phases till 1947. Before going further into detail, I would just like to mention about my association with Buddhism as well, how it started. So it started back in 2012 and 2013 when I was in Berlin for my PhD study, that is with Gandharan studies. So I met there Professor Hampana couple of times, and then Patrick Ruger, who was always arranging these functions. So that's how my first introduction with Jainism started. And then I started looking into the Jain religion, Jain philosophy, Jain art, Jain architecture in Pakistan, because in those seminars, of course, my friends were asking me, do you know about Buddhism, about Jainism? So at that time, I had no knowledge, but then I started learning about Jainism. And of course, after that, I got a chance on a couple of occasions to meet Professor Nirmal Kumarji when he invited us in Greece for a conference on Jainism, because he was on a mission to find traces of Jainism all around the world. They selected 42 countries, and Greece was also one of them. And he also invited me to Greece to present my work on Jainism. He also had wish to organize this Jain seminar in Pakistan as well, Jain conference in Pakistan as well. And he also promised that I am the part of this whole adventure now. So that's how in Greece I met many people. You can see the familiar faces here, people working on Jainism. So that's how the journey started. We have Asant Shinde, Jagat Ram Bhattacharya, and we have Shrikant Trivedi ji, Dvivedi ji, and also we have Professor Chawla and many other people. So it was a quite interactive experience in Greece in 2018. So that was the time which gave me more encouragement to work. So I started working on Jainism, of course, after completing my PhD. And these are the steps which I took. First, it was important for me to create awareness about Jainism, to tell people what is Jainism and what is Jain heritage. And also, then the first, you can say, source or first human source available to me was my students. So I pushed them to select this field. Of course, there was problem because before that, nothing in terms of thesis or in research field was done. So it was very hard to convince them to select that field. Of course, I had to take all this responsibility to go into the field. And then I started field work with limited opportunities, and then visited sites and educated people, and also arranged short talks and seminars inside and outside the country. I also approached different organizations and Jain people around the world, and presented my work in all academic activities, national and international level. Recently, I visited California, University of Berkeley, that invited me as on 10-day trip. Of course, the objective was to present my talk on Gandharan. I'm also a Gandharan expert or Gandharan students. So they invited me. So since I was going there, so I tried to explore the people living in USA. So I said, I'm coming here. So I really want to talk with you people and share my experience. So then through Dr. Nirmal Bed and Sulekh ji, and also other people, Mohini Jain ji, I got a chance to present my work at University of Davis, and then in California Center as well. So this is the whole activity that I wanted to, access and to meet with the people to learn about more about Jainism, just to improve my understanding. I also collected books and established section in my library. So there is no library in Pakistan which is having collection of books on Jainism. If someone wants to know about Jainism, so there should be some literature available. So I'm also collecting books from different sources, and also arranging a section in my university, in my library. So I would say this is the only library in Pakistan, and it's developing day by day. And also publish article related to Jainism in one journal, which I'm also editor of that journal, is Ancient Punjab. So I'm also inviting people to write, and I'm ready to publish that work, to circulate it all around the world and related with Jain activity in Pakistan. There are, of course, related issues. It is actually a challenging task, but with the help of Jain community and my friends, the journey is still on. So what I have so far produced, actually 4 to 5 students doing their MPhil. Actually, they have completed their first ever thesis on any monument on Jainism in Punjab. So we traveled Sindh, and we also did our field work in Punjab. So that's how these are the titles. And at present, I'm also working at short projects to explore and document Jain heritage, first in Lahore. And this is in connection to build up an archival record based upon the oral history as well. So you go to the field, meet the people, and then talk about that. Have you met some people who were actually practicing this religion? And then I have to explain the religion, the philosophy, the people, how they look like, what was their kind of activities in the society. So somehow or another, I try to connect the people with Jainism, and then record that oral history. So during this field work, several questions appeared, and through these platforms, I'm also trying to find out their answer, that why, how did Jainism survive? We know that both the main sects, they lived side by side, and it continuously developed and rooted into the society. And there was no resistance as far as Jainism is concerned. Then what was the reaction of the other followers of the other faiths? How did Jains react to the violence during the partition period? Still more important question, of course, that what happened to the community? Why they altogether migrated? Even when we have no news that there was no direct incident of collusion reported or fight with the Jain community, then what happened? Of course, I can see many people listening to the talk, they definitely had memories about that period. So what happened? Why they left silently? And again, the more important question is, what happened that they did not come back? Not even for a visit, for a short visit. Their homes are there, their places are there, their streets are there, their business was there. Then what happened that they never looked back? So of course, when they never looked back, So there was a huge, kind of gap. So people started forgetting the memories and also started to kind of owning that buildings, which ones belong to the Jains. So the identity lost because there was no one to come back and visit those places. So why? My question is also to the community, that what happened, why many people who went migrated, they never came back, and why don't they take interest even till today? So history of the religion, we have different section in Pakistan. So why we have disowned the history as well, and the heritage as well, and the roots as well? So what is for you people to have to tell to your next generation? We are a third generation, and 6-7 decades is now there, and after 70 years, how would be the condition of an abandoned building? So everyone can understand. So these are the main question which still I'm finding everywhere. So the reason why I'm asking this question, because people in Pakistan, they know about Buddhism, they know about Sikhism, they know about Hinduism, they know about Christianity, but they don't know about Jainism. I mean, 1% of the people, they know about that there were some people. So 9 out of 10 people, they don't know. So only 1% know the word Jainism. Also, we have particular places which are still called Jain Mandirs. We have bus stops, we have streets, we have their buildings, we have their religious building, we have their temples, we have the markets, we have the bazaar and the streets, muhallas, which we used to say, bhabdiyan, and that was the name is still there, but the people, they don't know actually who are Jains, and still they ask the question that why I'm studying this, who are the Jains, what they do now, where are they now, and what was the contribution of Jain community. So this is the local understanding. Here you can see we have a very important place in Lahore that's called Jain Mandir, and this is a stop, a bus stop, a train stop, metro stop. It's near, in the main market, close to main market, commercial area, and people know that there is Jain Mandir, but this is the level of understanding, not beyond it, because there is no one to explain. So this is a building which is called Thadi Bhabdiyan in Lahore, Thadi Bhabdiyan. So I know the word Bhabda is associated with the Jain community. So this is the plate. Of course, it has been renovated. It's presently under the custody of a Muslim, people. But again, the description is there. It says Thadi Bhabdiyan is in Tehsil Bazaar, Lahore. So of course, Jains were living here. Again, when we travel on motorway, this photograph was taken last night when I was coming back from Islamabad to Lahore, and you can see the word Bhabda. Bhabda is there. This is a main city. And again, I'm just highlighting this word Bhabda. This is from an inscription, Lala Miyan Das wa Nanak Chand Kaum Bhabda Goth Butter. So this inscription actually was fixed in the Samadhi of Atma Ramji, Lala Mahadas Nanak Chand Kaum Bhabda Goth Butter Sakin Gujranwala ne Kothi Maharaj Shri Atma Ram Ji ki Samad ke mutallak banwai. So that's the date that's showing that Jains actually, they were being called Bhabdas. So this is that Samad of Atma Ramji, and this is the floor work. You can see the beauty of the work still there. This is the present condition. So what is the significance of that place? We know from historical sources that Atma Ramji was equally important, and for Hindus, for Muslim, and for Sikhs as well. But however, that element is unknown to the people living around because their memories have been forgotten. There is no one to refresh those memories. So we need to revive that understanding to tell the people that why this saint was important and who was this saint and what was his contribution to the society, because everyone was going there. He was equally respectable by all people. Samadhi is there, history is there, but no one is there to brief people about the importance. Again, you can see a different outlook, a different picture. So when we have this question in my mind, so then I started exploring more about Jain elements, Jain heritage, Jain art all around Pakistan, and base work was done by Peter Flugel and Mr. Muzaffar, who's a very close friend of mine as well. So I took that idea and then started exploring annually. I usually go there, spend specific amount of budget from my pocket and also from the regular budgets, because I cannot spend all the money on the Jain heritage because I have a different courses, different classes to teach, and we have a field work through which we try to visit maximum places. So I always get some amount and try to get some amount and try to get some time to go to the Jain building as well. It's not matter of one visit. You should keep on visiting that place in order to flag the message that this building is important. So this is also part of my regular work, that I do go and visit these places. So this is initial map, which you can see the different types of building and different types of cities. Mostly these are in Punjab, and then we have in Sindh. So Punjab and Sindh, these are the two places which actually were hub of the economic activities as well. So that's why this is, according to my understanding, we find both many of the buildings located in these cities. And of course, with the buildings, we also have the artifacts of from the temples. Those have been stored in Lahore Museum and Umarkot Museum. So what type of heritage we have here in Pakistan? So heritage, all type of heritage. I mean, that is associated, whatever you associate with the community. We have those buildings, temples with basements and mandaps and antrala and gambara and gaushalas, temples with satsang hall, gaushal, samadhis, chapels like buildings built on the memory of spiritual teachers, just like the Atma Ramji. Then community buildings, hostels, schools, markets, and cities. The signboard which I showed you, that is city, Bhabra city. For instance, we still have those signboards, we still have those buildings that called Amar Jain Hostel in Lahore. That is, of course, it's everywhere. Urbanization is eating up the heritage and eating up the activities. It's not only with the Jain monuments, it's with every building. This element of urbanization is getting strong, so we can have the remains. So this is Amar Jain Hostel, and people know it from Amar Jain Hostel. You can see what I'm focusing. People know the name, people know the Jain word, but the understanding is not beyond that. So I'm trying to improve that understanding, that what Amar means, what Jain mean, what hostel mean, and what is the function of that society, that thing. Again, we have Bhabra Bazaar of Lahore. Bhabra Bazaar is in Lahore. Bhabra Bazaar is in Rawalpindi. Bhabra Bazaar is in Multan. So we have all the major cities in Punjab. We have these Bhabra markets. Still, these are not known as Bhabra markets, Bhabra Bazaar. किसी से भी बात कर रहे हैं, वो कहते हैं ठीक है हमने भाबड़ा बाजार जाना है, so they know. So then we have Jain Manzil, again in Tehsil Bazaar, Lahore. So these are the community buildings which were built there. You can see, of course, this is the second roof. We were not allowed to photograph the ground story, because most of these places are kind of personal custody. So all the time we are not allowed, but we keep on knocking all the time and keep on, getting photographs. If not from one visit, then we'll have to go again and again. So this is Jain temple in Papnaka, again near Gujranwala. And then we have Jain temple in Rasool Nagar. And what we do, I always do, whenever I go to the building, our first objective is to clean that building. This is, I take it my religious duty, that first we clean the building. You can see, of course, the damage is there. I don't blame anyone. A building is locked, a building is left unattended, and in a private property. They don't know about sensitivity of the place. They don't know about the importance of the place. So it's always closed. So you need to clean it. So we clean the building just like this is what I'm doing with my people. So first we do the cleaning work, and then we also involve the local who have the stories. So we hear those stories and then brief them about importance of that place. Again, I'm just standing that Amar Jain Hall. I'm talking with the local people that what do you know about this building. So he's giving me his own version. I'm giving my own understanding. So that's how, one by one we are creating this awareness, and that's how we also try to reach the nearby houses to get the better picture. We knock that at their door and we ask for the permission to document, to take better picture of that monument. And then when they ask us what is that monument, then there comes a chance to brief them that actually this belongs to a Jain community. And then you find some time to chat, and then also some aged people living all around. So that's how we get the views from this neighboring house. This is Jain heritage in Sindh, Jain temple in Nagarparkar. We traveled all the way from Lahore to there. I again traveled. So all the time is to go and visit those places which are in Punjab and in Sindh, to get a kind of comparative idea that what kind of heritage was in Sindh and what kind of heritage is in Punjab. So this is, you can see the old photograph, the temple and the Gaushala is there, the community, the welfare is there. And that's how we try to, kind of document. Here, I would like to mention one story that in Nagarparkar, we have a kind of very hostile environment. Very few people are living there. So we didn't have enough gadgets with us. So when we decided to climb up with that building, of course, whatever available we have, we wanted to have that ladder. And believe me, that ladder came from a nearby mosque where people are offering namaz. And we went there, and the imam of that mosque, he came to us and he said, okay, you can keep this ladder as long as you want. And after giving this ladder, he appointed his students to look after, and they were always staying with us. And there was a kind of a self-realization that this building belongs to some religious people, and this is a religious building, so we should take kind of pride for the documentation. And he was very happy with us that we came all the way from Lahore to document this place. So Imam of that masjid, he appointed all and gave us all the things, food, water, and everything which he could do. So that's how sometimes we also find this kind of element there. This is another temple, and that's how it looks like. And this is what we also try to use, whatever things available with us. We requested this truckman to position that truck in front of the building so that we can get a better view. So that's how things went. This is the laborious work which we have been doing, and there is no hospital nearby. You will have to travel 300 kilometers. Then there is a city. So everything was, kind of beyond our thoughts. and just only objective was to document that places. And that's how we were just measuring each and every corner of that building. That's how I'm taking photographs, by taking advantage of the local facilities which were available there, the improvisation, we can say. That's how even this we were doing, by using that ladder and standing, freestanding, you can say. It was a kind of heroic task for an activity for my students, myself, and my staff. So we just took advantages of whatever things available with us. You people just Google Nagarparkar area, and you can just reach. You will reach there, and you will also find the environment and the facilities which were available there. So in the end, we also documented it, photographed it, and that's how when we are in the field, nothing matters. The thing matters is whatever knowledge we are getting. So that is the final product, after documentation, the process. So that was the first thing which was produced by us. So I take pride by saying that we are the first to prepare drawings and get idea of the buildings. So these are the drawings which were prepared after that laborious work. This is the ground floors, and then we have also this Virava temple. I will quickly, that's how the photographs of each and every thing we were, and we had nothing. That was in desert. That was in desert. Nothing was available to us. So, but I didn't want to miss that thing. So we tried to use, and we tried to improvise, because no settlement was nearby, and I was given a very few days to work. So right from the morning till the sunset, and in that 45-degree, we documented those places. And after the documentation, this was the fruit of our effort. Again, this thing happened in Multan. Here you can also see, sometimes it looks kind of funny as well, but for me that was decision at the spot which I took, and I just stood there always with my team, and that's how we were doing. This is Parsvanatha Mandir, and here is I'm me laying on the floor of the temple and taking photograph of the roof. This temple in Multan was closed almost for 50 years. And when I opened it, nobody was allowed to get in. The reason is this: you can see the bats, occupying that place all around. And this picture was taken second day, not the first day. So first day I was there taking this picture. Nobody was going. Then I said, okay, I'm going there. So this, when we left the door open, then that was the second day when we took the photograph, and you can see the beautiful artwork. First it appeared in 50 years, and this was when the bats are all around. You will have to take the courage, and you need to take the first step. So this is me going with all my percussions to photograph, and then my staff, I was also encouraged. We went into that basement area, and we photographed the things. Here you can see the basement, that is the temple, and then we have basement. I couldn't go to the basement because there was too much risk involved, and that you can see the bats all around. So imagine a building where no light is going, and it is blocked, or it is closed for 50 years, and then you are the first one to open it. And that's how we were going. The thing to remember is this building is being used as a madrasa. This building is being used as a madrasa. There is a Maulvi Sahib, Imam, who is teaching Quran there. And when we asked, he said, okay, I respect that place, because at some time, it was also a religious place. So that's why religious teaching was being done from that place. So today I'm continuing the tradition. I'm teaching Quran here. So he had he had a kind of strict instruction to the people, to the students, that don't touch anything because it is sacred and it belongs to some religion. Which religion, he had no idea. So I explained that this is Jainism. So I thanked him for preserving the work, preserving the art, and encouraged him. And also it was encouraging for me that people are there who are actually owning that place. But again, it's our responsibility of the Jain community. So this is after that cleaning and after each and everything. So this is, we find, this is Parsvanatha Mandir in Multan. Here you can see beautiful depiction of Shri Parsvanatha, and this is the temple. And this is the main entrance of the main chamber. Beautiful artwork with marble and golden work, and you can see the 5 Tirthankars there. This is before cleaning and this is after cleaning. You can see the amount of the work. Again, we have in that building depiction of 14 auspicious dreams still there. What I believe that we are lucky that these temples are in their actual condition. I don't know what is the condition of temples in India, because I still didn't visit those monuments, but I'm sure that to somehow or extent those definitely will have kind of faced renovation. They will be renovated, but here you can see the actual art that was applied into that period. You can see the auspicious dreams here, and this is roofing of that place. There are issues, many issues I can talk on. Then if you allow me, I'll explain, or I'll skip those issues. There are administrative issues, financial issues.
Yes, sir. Sir, if you can, given that we are running out of time, if you want to focus on your main points, that would be good.
Okay. So some main points are also included, that we are not allowed to take photographs, not permitted to visit. So there are so many things which are actually we have limited facilities there. Deterioration is there. Heritage is being exploited and compromised. So sites are not protected. Not a single site is protected by the archaeologists because they don't know, and mostly those are in private. So when the building is in private custody, you don't find enough permission to visit that, because there is a fear that a government people will visit and then they will take over the property. So that's why people are reluctant. But being a student, we just convince them and go as many time as we can. So these are the Jain artifacts, which this is Jain architecture all around. This is how it looks like in different parts. I have thousands of the pictures. I can't show you in this limited time, but you can get main idea that how the heritage looks like. And you can see the inscription are still there on the doorways of those temples. It's Shri Parsvanatha Jain Svetambar Mandir, and then we have the Digambar Jain Mandir as well. Inscriptions are there. This is the inscription, and again the Jain Mandir. This is the Digambar temple in Multan. And then we have this rich, very rich art in every form. We have these Charan Padukas, and we also have this Tirath Pat, and we also have this fresco paintings, mosaic work, tile work, metal work, stone inlay work. You name any art of this Jain art, you will find it in Pakistan. So that's how we have the Jain temples, Jain paintings as well. Depiction of Tirthankars, depiction of Parsvanatha, depiction of stories. Here you can again see the depiction of these auspicious signs. Again, one more example, and this is written all the 24s Tirthankars. Can you hear me?
Yes, but
yes,
there is a bit of distance.
Okay. So then we have Jain sculpture in Lahore Museum, and then we have these artifacts. again marble work. So we have all type of material which is associated with all sects of Jainism. You can see example Svetambar and Digambars. We have depiction of both sects as well, and you can see in the artifacts in temples. So we have Svetambar temple, Digambar temple, Dadabadi temples, Charan Pardukas, Samadhis, Stanakvasis, Upshariyas, schools, Jain hostel, main library, hall, and museum. So this is division of the work. But how many artifacts are there? We don't know. What is their location? We don't know. No catalog is available, no archival record is available, no classification is available. Finally, these are mixed with Buddhist and Hindu art and paintings, sculpture, manuscript. We don't have information because this has never been compiled. Teaching of Jainism in Pakistan, that is again is a very small part. I am offering a course on Jainism, but day by day, of course, I'm just trying to develop it because it involves a lot of explanation to the people as well, that why you are doing this. No conference, no seminars, no field work, so very limited amount of understanding. And then libraries are not there, literature is not available, experts are not there, scholars are not trained in the field. No appreciation as well, no attraction as well, no job opportunities, and no scholarships. You know what happened with the people, with my students? They completed their thesis, but then they are now coming to me, sir, you said us to adopt, to take this Jainism. We have done it, but where we should go now? It's better that it could have been better if we select Buddhism and Sikhism and Christianity, so that we have more windows of opportunities. But they have completed their work, so for me it's difficult. I cannot convince the other people to kind of come back and take this. So I am doing something slowly, but of course gradually, working on some projects that will lead to the preservation, conservation, and restoration of Jain monuments. I'm also working on a center of Jain studies to establish in Department of Archaeology. I would request all of you to think on this subject as well, that establish a Jain chair in Punjab University or in any other university. So once it is established, then you can find, the more work can be done that will increase understanding about Jainism and publication and everything. It will kind of pave the way for Jain studies in future. And the point which I need to focus, that this is the high time that when Buddhism tourism is there, Sikh tourism is there, Sikh corridors is there, Kartarpur corridor is open, Hindu heritage is there, Muslim heritage is there, but element of Jain heritage and Jain tourism should also introduce. And through this, of course, it can also, contribute in the local economy as well. It can show the religious diversity as well. We can also make adaptive reuse of the heritage as well, that will ultimately guide us to preserve the heritage and preserve that art as well. So these are my few points, that this is high time that Jain community should step forward and start discussing these points among you people, that how to visit those places. You definitely go to India or something like this. For there, you can bring 10 to 20 people. We can facilitate you. We can ask the people to facilitate, and let's increase the footfall. Because if we preserve the building, the next question is to preserve for who? Because if we preserve it with the Buddhists are coming, Sikhs are coming, but Jains are not coming here to visit those places. So for me, the study of Jainism is important. For me, it's very important to acknowledge the contribution of the Jain community in our culture. And for this, we need support of the Jain communities. You can establish Jain chairs, school, you can finance scholarship, and you need to collaborate with us. So there is urgent need to document the heritage, because I believe that it is already too late. So I request all of you people to don't delete because it will be erased and the memories will be erased, and your new generation, we definitely, they will forget the roots they were having in Punjab as well, and the stories which we have. Let's document it, let's record it. Professor Dr. Nirmal Kumar Sethi ji was of the opinion that we should, prepare the manuscript books so that the heritage can be preserved. I'm there to do it. I'm doing it as my own duty, but I think I need support of you people as well. So with this, I'm going to end my presentation. Thank you very much, and Jai Janindra.
Thank you so much, Professor Hameed. This was a eye-opening talk for, at least definitely for me, and I think it was an eye-opening talk for the rest of the Jain audience as well here. You're doing some incredible work in the field in documenting our heritage. So I would like to open up the floor to questions, if anybody has any questions for Professor Hameed. And while people are thinking, sir, just a brief history about what I know about Atmaramji. So Atmaramji's disciple was Sri Vallabh Suri. And at the time of the separation, Vallabh Suri migrated with his entire Jain community to the Punjab region in India. And at that time, my understanding, and I could be wrong here, but what had happened was when Vallabh Suri, he was getting ready to migrate, he said, if I go, I have to take my entire community with me. I want to make sure everybody is safe. And that's why they left the Punjab region in Pakistan and came to Punjab region of India. And even to this date, the disciples of Sri Vallabh Suri, they are very popular in the Punjab region. They are very well revered in the Punjab region of India. Even the Sikhs, they believe in Sri Vallabh Suri because a lot of the Jains at that time had helped the Sikh community in helping at the time of separation. In the disciples of Sri Vallabh Suri, they wear a yellow clothes. The monks, they wear yellow clothes when they are migrating in India. So that's how one way to know that these are the disciples of Sri Vallabh Suri who came to Punjab region of India at the time of separation.
Yes, thank you. I totally agree to that. That was the kind of political scenario. Those things were not beyond control.
Yeah.
So what I'm just focusing that let's, after that, people should have visited these places. Of course, time was never always like that.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That's my point.
Yeah. So, and does anybody have any questions for Professor Hameed?
I don't have a question, but I would just like to say, I really appreciate all the work that you're doing. And thank you so much for sharing this information. Some of these idols and pictures and things I was not even aware existed. So I'm so happy to see, Jain artifacts, in places I didn't even know of. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you. If you liked it, that was my desire that I should show you the people. I just tried to speak quickly because due to the lack of time, still I have a lot of data which can be shared at any other moment. So I hope you people must have got basic ideas how this heritage and artifacts looks like in Pakistan.
So I have one question. Is it okay to visit these places? Is it safe for Jains to visit these places in this environment?
Yes, actually ground realities are different. When I was in California, I insisted that those people that let's take the first step, then everything will be in favor. Many people are coming here and many people are going here. For you people and for me, we look alike. We look alike. There's no much difference in us. So if Buddhist people are there wearing their robe and nobody is saying anything to them, and we have all the other people, and the government policy is very relaxing, they are very encouraging. So I see nothing but a fear based upon, on observation or whatever you can say. In ground reality is totally different. You can come here as ambassador and then you can experience at your own. I can't even say, because unless until you are here and you can see the environment, and then you will go back and flag that message as well. I can assure you that there is nothing serious involved in it. You people are coming to visit those places. You have your roots, you have your memories, and you have a kind of a solid logic that you are here to visit these places, just like Hindu and Buddhist and other people are coming here. Why not Jains? It's only a matter of bringing together the community and then just decide that we are going. So when you are here, you will find each and everything similar. There is, people are very loving. Dr. Nirmal Bed was here for a short period of time. You can ask that experience from him, that how refreshing and pleasant experience was there with him. So I welcome all of you. I encourage in my capacity all of you that at least do pay a visit to these sites, so that I have strong recommendation and I have strong grounds to my people, my government, to convince them that okay, now we have opened this corridor as well, corridor of Jain tourism as well. So this only you people can do, and you will help me as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I have one quick, I know we are running out of time, but one quick question. So from the action perspective, you are, so we can financially help, we can visit these places and spread the word. Is there any other action you want us to take, right? What's the key message from that?
So the only thing which I always, please own this heritage. Just like you mentioned in introductory talks, and I wrote it in my article, that it's not a matter of me to visiting that place, to convincing that place and we are doing it, but we are doing for who? For whom? It's for Jain. So they should step in regularly. So things will ultimately change. So I'm just requesting all of you people to just take it your responsibility as well to just pay a visit to those sites. And if you visit at annually, or your anyone visits it, things will further get better, and this heritage will be preserved, and of course it will be saved for our next generations when we are no more there. So these buildings are there, this heritage is there, and you people need to come visit and keep on visiting these places once, at least once in a lifetime, I would say.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate all the information you shared, and yeah, thanks from a lot of folks who are listening here.
Welcome.
Okay, anybody else has any other question?
Absolutely wonderful. I'm really impressed with your work. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I have my own restrictions because I'm running a department. So just like I mentioned that still I sneak out, find some time and just go to visit these places, because with the passage of time, my own association with Jainism is getting strong. So that's why I know that I can't do it alone. I need your support in the sense that you should come. And of course, if students who are not getting anything, at least you people can work on this issue, and also you can give those students some sort of project and some sort of honorarium with some sort of facilities. So it should attract more students. So when you people are not here, we are here to protect it, to preserve it, and to document it.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Hameed. Your talk was very eye-opening, and I agree with you that we Jains have to step up to the plate and start owning our own heritage, and do everything we can to preserve this for our next generation. So again, on behalf of the Jain community here in Portland, Oregon, I want to thank you. And I also encourage each and everyone on this call to start thinking about how we can help support him in his effort and how we can help preserve our legacy. I mean, as you can see from his talk, it's a very rich legacy that our ancestors have left behind. So if we can collaborate with him in any ways, then I encourage each and every one of you to step up to the plate. Also, before we let Professor Hameed go, I would like to thank you, Professor. I'm going to ship this book to you. It's called An Introduction to Jain Philosophy by Mr. Parveen Jain. So on behalf of the Jain Society of Oregon and Southwest Washington, we would be sending this book to you. And once again, thank you so much for joining our talk this month and staying up late on a Sunday night. I know it's going to be Monday morning for you, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. I'm very happy to see so many people listening to the talk. And I think I'm just trying to play my part and hoping to hear from you people as well. I'm just downloading the books and making it color copies and just putting it in my library. So this is the only way I'm building up library collection in my university as well. So whenever a book comes, that is also a contribution from you people as well, and it's about Jainism. So a huge thank you all, and I will love to see you some other time as well. So Jai Jinendra, thank you.
Jai Jinendra,
Jai
thank you.
Jinendra.
Thank you.